When the great unbundling happened and media was ripped out of the holding company, we thought that's a pretty dumb fucking idea.
Interesting.
Why don't we start an agency that at least believes in the fundamentals of integration and holistic media planning, not just about buying media or buying at scale, which of course is important.
Yep.
But how you do media in a holistic, integrated, and accountable way. And that was 25 years ago. We were on dial-ups and two idiots with laptops. And
What's up, everybody? Dylan Conroy back with another edition of the Ad Podcast. We've got Kamran Asghar, the CEO and co-founder of Cross Media. The final stretch of possible. It's day 3. We've made it through the gauntlet. How's your week been, man?
Exhausting. You?
Yeah, I'm what you call an introverted extrovert. Yeah. So as long as I can schedule people coming into this room, I hate working rooms and hate being in crowds. But if I can, have a full schedule of talking to interesting people for all week, that's just fine by me, and I'll go home and crash for 72 hours.
I totally hear you, man. I totally hear you. I feel that I'm an extrovert, but even this sucks the life out of you.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
We actually call the lobby there in the Fontainebleau the Gauntlet.
Oh, yeah. It's probably the most high concentration of business development and salespeople that I've ever seen in my career.
So. Ad Tech Palooza.
And they're all scanning badges, getting after it. Hey, gotta hustle, right?
Can't blame it.
Yeah,
can't
awesome.
blame them.
So for those that might not be familiar, tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us about your shop, and what brought you to Possible this year, other than the obvious.
Yeah, right. So Cross Media is one of the larger independent media agencies. It's been around for 25 years.
Let's go.
Actually going on
Awesome.
26 years.
Amazing.
I founded it along with my partner, Martin Albrecht, when we were sitting at Ogilvy.
Let's go.
When there was an actual, media and creative sat in the same building together.
Yep.
When the great unbundling happened and media was ripped out of the holding company, we thought that's a pretty dumb fucking idea. Why don't we start an agency that at least believes in the fundamentals of integration and holistic media planning, not just about buying media or buying at scale, which of course is important.
Yep.
But how you do media in a holistic, integrated, and accountable way. And that was 25 years ago. We were on dial-ups and two idiots with laptops. And 25 years later, 300 people, and working with large mid-market enterprise clients.
And no interest to ever sell, huh?
Listen, independence is the ultimate virtue. So I like to say we're going to try to stay independent for as long as humanly possible. I think it matters today more than ever.
Yeah, that's a great jumping off point. I think you see the seesaw kind of like swing in both directions. Yeah. I was lucky enough to ride the last indie wave of the specialty shop. You needed a special agency for every new discipline that was popping up.
Yep.
Creator marketing, NFTs, metaverse,
Remember
esports.
the metaverse?
But there was this idea that in the world of digital and fragmentation, you needed people who could be especially accountable to that. And we had a nice run with it. But then the seesaw swang the other direction. A chief brand officer walked into a Fortune 5 client and said, "Hey, we have 500 agencies telling our brand story.
Crazy.
We need to do some consolidation." And then our scope was easy to chop, and it got rolled into a holding company.
Yeah.
But now, with all the mayhem at the top of the funnel, with the holdcos and all the reorganization, does seem like there's some opportunities for indies to shine again. How do you feel about the indie landscape?
I feel extremely bullish. I mean, I have to be.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I do really honestly feel extremely bullish. If you look at, first of all, the ability to be nimble and flexible, I think buying media today at scale doesn't require, the kind of infrastructure that the holdcos seemingly operate under. If you want honest, neutral media, independence or where you play, right?
You might be getting a rate, but you might be paying somewhere else.
Exactly.
Right?
We're not engaged in principle-based buying, but we have answers for how you can take advantage of the marketplace and with principle-like buys, but still maintain neutrality. I think most of the innovation in technology and AI is coming out of independence, and we're actually fiduciaries. We actually care about our clients' business. We're agents. We're actual agents. So it's extremely strong and healthy. We're big proponents and supporters of all independence, media agency independence. We have a collective or a portfolio of independent agencies through a group we call Dawn, in which we come together and we can service 360. We can
That's
support
awesome.
each other.
So it's like kind of a collection of capabilities,
Exactly.
so you can pitch bigger accounts and
Yeah,
come
and-
together
and-
and share scopes.
Totally, and
Yep.
like nothing's more powerful than having a table in a room of founders of their agencies
Yeah.
who all are masters of their own domain,
And we're all going to show up to the pitch, not an assembled team.
exactly,
Exactly.
and we're the ones who are backing our businesses, and if something goes bump in the night, you call us, right? And we're trying to do that at scale because I think clients need an alternative to the traditional wholesale model.
I like it. So how's your week been?
Yeah, like we said, exhausting.
Yeah.
Survived the gauntlet.
Did you do any thought leadership or anything special to kind of show up and showcase your shop?
We've mostly been on a learning mission.
Cool.
It is a great place to meet all of the partners that you work with, particularly in ad tech and
Touch
publishing.
base with all the publishers and walled gardens. And
get
ad
some
tech
intel that
companies.
way.
Yep.
We meet with some of our partner agencies here. We're meeting with clients, of course,
Yep.
and then I'm doing a couple of speaking things
Nice.
like this. And excuse me, trying to get
Good.
the word out just about our agency as well,
Yeah.
because it's a good place to do that.
All right, so you're talking a little bit about your plan to market here at Possible. Obviously, there's a lot of great brands running around, but a lot of people trying to get their attention. So, what'd you do to kind of make the most of your time this week?
Well, there's a couple of things that, aside from just meeting with publishers and ad tech vendors and agency partners, I mean, we're kind of evangelizing independence.
Yeah, I
of
love
course.
that.
We're also embarking on a pretty ambitious effort to replatform the agency from a data perspective as
Interesting.
well. I think the hardest problem to solve in media today is just workflow. Going from planning to buying to campaign management to reporting. Everything's still stitched together by Excel in this indry.
Interesting.
And
Yeah,
so-
we're still getting IOs and Excel.
Totally. Even in 2026. So, we're looking to automate, but you can't automate what you haven't built that's digitized.
Yep.
And then throw our agentic layers on top of that, right? And so we're trying to see what's out there from a platform standpoint in workflow automation, and it's a big decision when you have to decide to build something. And,
Yep.
avoiding the tech debt is
Yeah,
important.
totally.
So as we're evolving our offering, it's good to be here and just see what's in the market.
Yeah, is the kind of vibe code revolution and agentic workforce, do you feel like that's giving indies a leg up in kind of being able to do some of these things that
I
used to
think so.
require massive capital investment?
Yeah, I think so. It's a great equalizer now,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the internet was sort of an equalizer 25 years ago when we started the business, and today AI is a great equalizer. And we're no different. We're putting Claude Code into everybody's hands in the agency, and we want them to break things, and we want them to make things, and we're running a hackathon this summer,
I
which will
love
be pretty
that.
exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
That's really good for culture too, I feel like. I remember there was another agency that had an accelerator in-house, and they used to, once a year, allow their employees to pitch startup ideas, and if you won, you literally got to quit your job and fund a business within
Super
the
cool.
agency, and then some of them turned into products. And
I might
spun
steal
into
that
other
idea.
things.
It's a
a
pretty
great
good idea.
But more than anything, some interesting use cases came out of it, but they really saw it as a retention and employee engagement play more than anything.
Yeah, and same for us. There's so many smart people working every day, and unfortunately, some of the work is just being stuck in Excel or a platform, and can't always be the most fulfilling. So we want them to build the shortcuts and enable them to spend less time on what is the less glamorous work.
If you can free up your own time, then you can do cooler things.
And you can
That's
do cooler
great,
things,
yeah,
right?
That's
Innovative
a great,
media programs.
I feel like that's a really good motivator for people to, adopt AI and automate their own jobs, is that it frees them up hopefully to do more strategic work, attend things like this, spend time with clients, doing the parts that actually matter.
And that's what clients want. They want highly strategic teams who are live with them, helping them make decisions that technology isn't going to do all on its own. And so the more that we can enable our people to automate what they do, the more valuable they're going to be for our clients.
No, I love that. So, did you get to attend any thought leadership or anything this week that was must-see TV to you? Any, I know these talks from the stage can always be somewhat guarded, but was there anything that you did feel like was meaningful that you're bringing back to the teams to, download them in your POV?
Yeah, I think it's more about the connections and relationships you're making out and about. I did hang around the Digital Fight Club last night, which was pretty fun.
Yeah, that's a really innovative. I interviewed the founder of that, and I thought it was pretty innovative from an event platform, a way to get the best out of a quote-unquote keynote.
Listening
It's like when you make it a competition and you make people win or lose and you have stakes and you have high production value. Matt, I think, who is the producer, he mentioned to me that, people bring their A game when you put stakes into it. So, I thought it was a wild idea, and it seems to really have panned out, not from only like recruiting the best people to go head to head in this environment, but just people really prepare, because they don't want to lose.
Well, it was nice to see It was nice to see client judges of that as well, because at the end of the day, it's their needs and their opinions that matter the most, right?
Exactly.
Somebody once told me when I stepped into one of these conferences, look, everything here is paid for by a client. Don't forget that. So.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's a lot of marketing dollars that at the end of the day, if you can come here, if Adobe can show up to Cannes and spend $9 million, there's a reason for that, right?
Exactly. Totally.
I love it. Awesome. Well, great to meet you.
You too.
I hear that you've got a little challenge going on with a client, actually. American Cancer Society. You're repping the brand.
Yeah,
so let's,
and a good kind of challenge, not
course.
A challenge of like what happened to my ad spend.
Let's give it a plug and see if we can get the audience involved.
Awesome. So every year there's a Fit to Be Cancer Free CEO Step Challenge that American Cancer Society puts on. So 2 years ago, I walked 50,000 steps in a day. Last year, I walked 80,000. Wow. So this year, I'm going to try to do 80,001.
Let's go.
And so we're accepting donations. And so I'm going to hit you up after this
go.
podcast for a little donation to ACS.
We will definitely hook it up.
Rock and roll.
And we'll put it in the show notes so the rest of the people who are tuning in can also support. Great cause.
It's awesome.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.